Since the kids are already at school and you're watching this at home, this is the adult segment of Byers and Co. It's the, what are we calling this thing?
The Byers and Company.
I still have to ask a week later to suggest that maybe it's not a great name.
The Byers and Company post-game wrap-up.
Can't imagine why I would have problems with that. I think I'm the one that even came up with it. I take blame. I admit it. I was wrong. All right. Having been in Europe, there's a whole different sensibility about nudity than there is in the United States of America. And the U.S., and this is where I go completely liberal on you, we have no problem putting violent murders and blood and guts, and kids can consume that. Have you seen a video game ad on ESPN or MTV? I mean, the ads would have been considered too violent for us when we were 7 or 8 years old. Yet that we put this stuff out there, but you see a boob on TV and people lose their minds. Why is that? I don't understand. A columnist in California wrote a story about, evidently they have been doing a $500,000 restoration on Michelangelo's David, which is, I don't know, maybe one of the most iconic pieces of art. What do you have? You've got the Mona Lisa, right? You've got David. You've got a few things that everybody, even if they don't know about art, they know about this place. It's in Florence, Italy, and if you've ever been to see this, so many times you travel across the world to see something and you get there and you go, that's it? Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Was definitely
not very impressive.
That's it?
I've told Mona Lisa's like this big.
I've seen the Mona Lisa, and yes, you go.
David is spectacular. I mean, it lives up to all the hype and then some. But the columnist is asking, he's butt naked. I mean, he's there in. It's not very impressive business, but it's all on display.
Yeah, his hands and feet would
his hands and feet are gigantic.
Story.
And if you think like that would translate to,
They look as naughty bits and they're this big.
Or as Larry David said in Curb Your Enthusiasm last night, yeah, I'm a big Jew, a really big Jew.
I don't think David would.
And people flock to go see this. Kids go in, families go in. This isn't considered to be obscene.
Right.
And I think I know why.
Because it's little?
Yes.
Yeah. If it was massive.
It's a teeny tiny penis.
Right.
And so people are not intimidated. It's a 9-foot tall statue. I mean, it's big. And if you notice, it was meant to be seen from a distance. We learned the history of this with our tour guide, that originally it was up on top. I mean, it wasn't sort of ground level, it was up high. So the head and the hands and the feet are larger to proportion than what you would look like if you're looking at it straight on.
Right.
Penis isn't size proportionate to anything other than maybe Donald Trump. So I don't...
Or a willy worm.
Yeah. So why is it that people... And yes, it is a snake in a sweater. Just in case you're wondering.
Ew.
Peeking out his head.
There's two kinds...
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep
There's the
going.
Nazis in the helmets and the
Snake in a sweater.
turtleneck. Okay. Anyway, people aren't offended by it. Yeah, here, do you remember Ashcroft? Just he covered up the boob on the blind lady of justice statue because he was offended by it. Why is Michelangelo okay? You go to Europe, nude beaches are the norm. I mean, it's not something you have a separate area where nudity is allowed. It's just the beach. And they're all very, religion, the churches are all very big, but they're okay with it. Why are we so uptight in America? If we had Michelangelo in the Midwest, they would have boxer shorts on him. You realize that, right?
Yeah, they would. No matter how small it is.
Right. And now they want to make the stretch that great art goes from Michelangelo to Girls Gone Wild, but why do we have such different standards in this country? So I have 3 prudes here to talk about this today.
Whoa.
Okay, then get naked.
Whoa, excuse you.
It's great art. Please.
First of all, yeah, it is.
Show us your breasts. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But I got an email today from someone suggesting that research from Hooters, scientific research,
From
that
Hooters.
Hooters,
Scientific research
Yes.
about Hooters.
that well, not the restaurant, about the breasts, is that 9 out of 10 men prefer women with big Hooters, and the 10th guy prefers the other 9 guys, and that's how the science works.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're so uptight about it. I remember when NYPD Blue, do you remember the gigantic uproar about Andy Sipowitz's butt? This is like
Yes.
a 60-year-old guy's wrinkled rear end.
Yeah.
People are just falling over themselves to worry about it. Maybe the younger generation's better. We've got sort of we have the younger generation here.
Hey.
What the?
Is nudity a big thing in your mind or the minds of your peers?
Not really. I mean, I guess that it's getting more open. I don't really know.
Once again, get naked.
I mean, I personally am not going to walk around a nude beach, but maybe if I were raised over there, I would. I don't know.
Think about our great monuments, right? Here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Abraham Lincoln at the Lincoln Memorial sitting up there butt naked in the chair? You go to Europe, and that's what it is.
That'd be kind of cool, though, actually.
No, but Michelangelo's David is a biblical character. I mean, it's not even Lincoln. It's right out of the Bible. It's David.
His Lincoln log would be.
Yes, yes. Christ is from the Bible. You don't see him in portrayed as he's got the Sermon on the Mount going commando.
Yeah, I don't know. We're oversexed, so nudity.
Are we oversexed or are we undersexed?
I think we're oversexed because that nudity to us equates sex
Instead of art or culture, it equates sex.
Right.
I don't understand why some things in this country are sacrosanct and some things are not, and we have different standards. But all of our historical figures are fully clothed and really clothed.
It's the Puritan. Go back to the Puritans when they landed on the Mayflower.
Okay,
I mean, go back that far.
We're uptight.
Yes.
I mean, even the French, and the French are not uptight about this.
No.
But they knew it. They're sending the Statue of Liberty, put on a dress. They had that conversation. Because if they had put it up in France, she would be naked.
She would have been naked.
Some nipplage.
Yeah. You'd have had a boob hanging out,
Yeah, on the
They did not like the jiggly bits.
All right. I think we ought to start our own. We need a naked statue right out front of WSO.
We do.
Perfect.
Something artistic, something beautiful, and something big and large-breasted. Because a lot of the ladies who are depicted in Europe, not so much.
Oh.
So I think that offends.
They generally have large hips.
Well, they're Rubenesque.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the smaller, the less intimidating, or the less people get bothered. There's no big secret why David's naked. It's this big. It doesn't offend me. Doesn't scare small children. I mean, let's just say he's hung like Dennis Rodman. I think kids would be running out of the museum and people would say, shield your eyes.
What is that?
It's a beautiful Alabama.
What did Adam have? He had a little fig leaf, right? I mean, this little leaf.
Yeah, it's a tiny little
A
leaf.
tiny little leaf.
Makes you
Who
wonder
knew
about
there
the
was a tic-tac
sculpture
Well,
they were working with.
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Michelangelo was brilliant. By the way, it's 14 feet tall, not 9. It just looks that way because it's... Okay. If you get a chance to go to Florence, Italy, it's one of the great artistic places in the world. And it is just, you walk the cobblestone streets where Michelangelo walked. You go to see his home, and you see the statue of David, and it is spectacular. It is spectacular. I mean, to stand out there with that. I mean, it's like the Seinfeld episode where George got out of the pool, right?
The shrinkage.
The shrinkage.
But he's just doesn't care. He's all just, that's right. That's what you get.
It's
There's
tiny.
something sort of kind of cool about that. America, relax about the news, okay? I think we'd be a better place, don't you? We used to burn women at the stake for this kind of stuff. That's how uptight we were.
I know.
Thankfully, we had women who, decided to burn those bras and stand up for their rights.
I guess.
One caveat, the only thing I have about the nude beaches, it's always the people you don't want to see nude on the nude
See,
beaches.
that would be my issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's where we need you all to take a stand. I think you could lead the forefront of that army.
If you're going to be nude, just be careful how you sit. It's not.
You don't want to get a harpoon, that's for sure.
No.
Okay, that's it for us. Listen, check out the podcast today. All kinds of great stuff on there. We've got the city manager, Ryan McCready. We've got the park board commish, Don Louie. We've got Debt Ceiling 101 for all of you like me who are financially challenged. And join us tomorrow, Wednesdays with Ken, and Minority Leader Tom Cross will be in to disguise, well, they're suing the state of Illinois. That's right, the politicians are suing the politicians because they've redrawn the map unfairly. Shut the front door. Check it all out at WSOYAM.com. Thanks for joining us.